Ciao, hello everyone. A new episode of Be Part of It Tech Talk. Save time, let's invite directly Luca Pedrazzini, our Managing Director, and our
Hello.
long guest. Hello, Luca.
Hello, Mohab. How are you?
Hello, fine, thank you.
So
And thank you
here
for
we are again.
being a guest on our show. Thank you very much for having
Thanks to
time.
you. This is very interesting, and also I want to be. I want to know the topic of today, the question that you want to ask. If you want,
I will say the question and I will say the story behind it because this episode has a different format than usual.
Oh.
I know you like the question. The question is we're answering why organizations need to plan and simulate phishing campaigns. But we're going to answer this question in a different way this time. Let me tell you and tell our people who are watching us, our audience, Sorintians and outsider, what happened exactly few days before Christmas period of 2024. Usually, Sorintians, Luca, as you know, and all Sorintians know, we receive a message, an email from our head of HR, head of People Development Circle, as we call it in SORINT.
Sure.
They thank all Sorintians for the efforts. It's like a recognition and a thank you email that we usually receive. On 19 December this year, we did receive this email, but it was an email that made all Sorintians talk. It was a spoofing campaign. It was a simulated campaign. Usual, we are used to this in SORINT. It happens, we have it several times throughout the year. After a few days from the 19th of December, dates are not very important, you don't need to focus on them. On the 21st of December, and after me talking with several people who unfortunately felt victim for this campaign, I realized the criteria, unfortunately.
Luckily was simulating.
Yeah.
This is the idea.
I made sure that, of course, what if it was a real campaign? There's different layers of protection, so don't worry. But significantly, a lot of people felt victim for this specific campaign. After reviewing the criteria calmly during the Christmas Eve, I wanted to debate the department or the circle that was responsible for this campaign. On the 21st of December, I asked them on the general group of our company, please either confess it's a high level, it's a very advanced level campaign of how you prepared it, and we're going to know the details when we have our guest on stage. Either confess it was advanced, or please debate me on the Be Part of It TikTok with Luca Pedrazzini, and let's see what do you think about my narrative. Exactly. On 2 of January 2025, last date you will hear in this introduction, they accepted. They told me, of course, they won't confess. They won't say it, and it's an advanced. They accepted to have a debate about this criteria of this campaign.
Good.
So let's do it. Let's invite on stage Luca Fama, application security expert and head of Shift Security Left in SORINT, and Raffaele from Circle SecOps. He's a cyber security analysis.
Hi everyone.
Hello, Raffaele.
Hello,
and thank you for accepting this debate. Raffaele, for those who don't know, is the guy behind the campaign. Raffaele, you planned the campaign from planning to execution and to the closing report of the campaign. Am I correct?
Yes, correct.
Before I say my narrative, Raffaele, the number was significantly higher than usual. Am I correct?
The number of the result.
The results or the negative
the
was higher than
not like it's in the our expectation.
The average.
Yeah, yes.
It's within expectation.
The difference, the principal difference between this campaign and the other campaign is was that the first time we did it for all members of the company, all colleagues. In the last year, we did only for a small group of people.
Usually, you will segment and. Okay.
Yes, this year. Last year, it's for all company. So this is the principal difference.
But number-wise, the response was the normal, like victim.
Yeah, the percent is in line with our expectation.
Well, okay, maybe
Yeah,
that is
I know the numbers, but the idea is that with this kind of, let me say, well-structured campaign, the expectation was to have more victims than usual. And also because let me add another thing now, because Raffaele mentioned it, that we have, we are a tech company, so building a technology, so we have different kind of users inside the company. Many of them are highly skilled in software engineering and so on. So this is the idea. So, but then we have some, we call it the operating system. So everything needed for the administration. So we have common user, let me say. So we try to have, and sometimes we run the test for a specific kind of user. This time we try to get everyone. So, and we expected someone to have this kind of numbers, but it's more than one is a lot. So this is the idea. More than zero is a lot.
For a company who is responsible to spread cybersecurity. Yeah, and for a company like us, IT, who responsible for awareness on cybersecurity activities, one is the expectation, or zero usually. This is in best case scenario.
Let me add another, because this could be to give to everyone the context that we have. Like I think every company in the world, we have the everything set up in place. We have WebPT, we have external, let me say, an external company that is monitoring our security system, not only ourselves. No? But it's important. This is important. This is very. Well, we have an external company that is very skilled, but this is in place. So we have a lot of, let me say, double or triple check for the security reason. But internally, we need to prevent everything, to run more tests, to be more. So we usually like, I think everyone, there are internal auditors and external auditors. This is made by the internal auditors or security guys now. So this is the idea. This is part of I think the answer of your question.
Clear. I agree with this. I agree with this narrative 100%. But my debate stands on one ground, Luca, Raffaele, and Luca Fama. Let me put it in this way. The email, the criteria of the email was so studied, was so clean, in a way that made a lot of people fall for this campaign. Like what? And I do understand in cyber attacks, there is offline homework. There is an offline duty that attackers do all the time in order to find attacking services and new ways, and blah, blah, blah. The email we've received, Raffaele, is so formatted in our head of HR's normal format way. The timing is perfectly matching the usual email we receive. The click on the link, like one of the things to redeem for people who didn't see the email. I'm not sure if I can put the email screen, so let me explain this part. Clicking on the link, on this directing link, might take you to one of our encryption tool, Snippet, if I'm not mistaken, Luca Fama, that will make you redeem your voucher or whatever gift incentive the company is offering. Are we a company that we need to be prepared for such a well-organized, well-prepared campaign? I will leave you the stage to reply to this.
Well, the idea, yes, of course. There was a study behind the campaign, okay? Because our idea is to create the most realistic campaign.
Very realistic.
realistic to in line with the technique usually actually used by the attackers. So it's simply to have a very real test, okay? And we instead in this campaign we choose to simulate a spear phishing attack and not a generic phishing attack. Spear phishing means it's more target the victim. Behind this campaign, there was a study with maybe OSINT, with recover some public information that will be used on the mail to create a more credible context. And exactly the time period is very important in this type of campaign, because create emotional thing, create
emotional belief and the surprise. There is
exactly.
a surprise
And
factor, unexpected.
And maybe more people can interact with the mail. So this is the idea and the criteria behind this type of campaign.
Luca Fama, I will ask you this part because Raffaele and Circle SecOps will not, of course, agree that maybe the level is very well legendary, CIA legend, CIA criteria, as I've called it. Do we expect organizations who have, I don't know, a guy non-technical, a person who is in, I don't know, in supply, I don't want to mention department, but someone who is above 60, does not interact with computer whatsoever, only to open email or to redeem, do we expect him to have this sort of awareness? How do we expect him, and how?
As Raffaele said, this was a spear phishing campaign, so it's something that it's targeted for sometimes for specific people, or maybe it requires to have some kind of internal knowledge so that you can prepare a very well email, for example, like the ones that they sent. But this is not impossible, first of all. So it's easy. For example, we can think about our social media in SORINT. We know that nowadays we are, publishing a lot of stuff on the web, which are public, about the SORINT 40 years celebration. And this is an important thing that you can use, that an attacker can use to gain trust on the victim, for example. So what they made was something that was very well targeted, but it's not impossible at all to recreate from an attacker perspective. And also I want to mention that phishing is a really powerful technique, and it's from the technical point of view, it's not an advanced technique. Like nowadays, you can even use third-party tool, and then you just provide a login page, and then they are able just to recreate the same page in your controller domain. So, like from the technical point of view, it's pretty easy to do this kind of attacks. And but at the same time, it's a very powerful technique from an attacker, because it basically exploits the human factor, and which is often the weakest link in cybersecurity. So maybe you might have application with a lot of complex vulnerabilities that will never be exploited, but phishing is a simple technique that can be easily exploited by attackers. So for the previous question, I would say that yes, it's really important to be aware and to raise awareness to our colleagues about phishing campaigns. But
okay, just to recap before I take you, I ask the question. To recap, so we agreed now that the criteria, okay, with some effort, with some time, you will, with maybe some tools, offline work, you can know when SORINT.lab's HR department sends this email, how do they write this email? Okay, this is possible. I agree with you. My question to you, Luca, was, in any organization, and SORINT is one of them. Even if we are an IT company, there are departments, there are manpower, there are people that are not techie, far from not techie, far from computer literacy, low computer literacy. This is a fact. I don't think anyone can neglect this. What do we need to do to avoid this? I've seen the numbers. I've seen that there is a lot of people clicked, unlike the usual. What do you tell these people? What do we need to do to prepare these people for such events?
Yes, basically we need to raise awareness to all the employees. It doesn't care if someone is a technical or not technical guy. Of course, we expect technical guys to be more aware. And for example, technical guy should be able to, for example, understand that the email was actually coming from an internal SMTP server just by looking at the email header. This is something technical. I don't expect this from, let's say, as you say, the 60-year-old sales guy. Okay? It makes sense. But what I do expect from that guy is, for example, being able to recognize an HTTP or HTTPS web page. So understanding, for example, if he's browsing a secure page in terms of encryption, because you have all the indicators already, your browser already gives you a lot of indicators about where you are browsing. And also, you should be able to understand the basic indicators of the browser, like the address bar and the encryption status. So this is some basic security hygiene that you should know, even if you are not working in an IT company, even if you are, let's say, working in a different field. If you use the computer as a tool for your daily job, you need to know very basic things. And what this kind of campaign can help us is to raise awareness to all the employees about those indicators. Okay, so
you, Luca, when you talk with organizations, this is them. If you're going to open a PC that has some sort of connection to the company, I expect you to know this basics. You do expect organizations to have this basic knowledge. Everyone.
Yes, and this kind of simulation can give us, the understanding of if we have or where we are lacking this kind of knowledge among our employees, so we can do simple workshop or whatever we want to let them know about very simple indicators, and that can help you preventing phishing attacks.
And also, let me add again a sort of context. We are very we are expert in IT technology, obviously, but also into the let me say, we know how technology can impact in a company and the behavior of people. So we were also trying another thing. Let me give you this kind of context. First of all, to answer your question about the how was this campaign highly structured and so on. We were testing internally a scenario. So not only that someone can access to the doing social engineering and so on, there are public information, but also you are from the security point of view, we are trying to protect your infrastructure and to avoid data leaks. Then we are simulating a scenario where we don't know, but someone steals some information from us. So we put ourselves in the idea that someone is working behind the scene because they stole a PC or something like that. So they have some information that we don't know that they have, because we are not now, we don't know
exactly what is compromised. What is
so we were trying to test this scenario, saying to everyone, look, it could be possible that someone can use a previously leaked email to try to give you a message, something very realistic message. So this is the scenario that we were testing. So it's not so hard to steal an email from a guy. So this is the not a very apocalyptic scenario where everyone from the cybercrime is targeting our company. No? It's something in between. It's targeted campaign, but not so sophisticated, given the scenario of someone knowing, seeing a message, a mail, something like that. So this is the first one. Second message, this is not an isolated test. This is an important thing. So we were introducing a new security feature able to help everyone in the company using technology. So we are helping everyone in the company to see in an easy way some characteristic of the email. I don't want to leak the information, so we were releasing a software saying, look, if you pay attention, like Luca Fama just mentioned, if you pay attention in few things, you can be aware of the risk of this crime. So we were releasing a new feature, but as usual, if you are releasing a new feature, if someone needs to change their behavior, to pay attention of something, if they don't know the impact of not paying attention in this kind of new release, they can be not very powerful, the new release. So before the releasing of this new feature, we ran the campaign to say, look, the new feature that we just are releasing will be a powerful tool, if well used, a powerful tool to avoid your error. So this was also not an isolated campaign that we ran just to say to everyone, you are not aware of the security, but to introduce new features. And this could be useful if you have a roadmap of increasing security in your company.
Awareness or security active.
Of the awareness and so on.
The criteria was to test the awareness, the security awareness in the company. And in the last year, as a Circle SecOps, did a tech talk to increase the level of the awareness in the NGMS and in general on SORINT. So this campaign born to test this the level of the security awareness of everyone, and maybe it was a learning opportunity, because you maybe pay attention in the future to more specific technical elements. I don't know, maybe in this campaign we pretended to be a very important person in the organization, but with a different domain. We create a similar domain to the official domain to trick the recipient, the recipient of the mail. After that, we recreate the login page, the official login page, but hosted on a public IP that didn't have anything relation with SORINT. So this is
perfectly phishing. This is the word phishing comes from here, like perfect.
Yeah, but it's easy to see. Also.
Easy to see. I'll go for Luca Fama. From this point, I would like to go to Luca Fama.
Easy to see if you pay attention. This is the idea.
Our goal is to create a credible mail to pass in the second plane, the
second plan.
In the second plan, sorry, the technical aspect. So
for viewers who are watching us and they don't know what Raffaele exactly means, the campaign even had phases. So clicking on this link is one phase of being a victim. Continuing to profile yourself, which I hope didn't happen much, is another phase of failure where you're profiling yourself or your credentials. I will never defend technical people on this criteria, and I give you credits for perfectly planned. this question is mainly for Luca Fama, if possible. Okay, non-technical people, I would like to focus on these because again, technical should spot it. Non-technical people had the .com, the domain, the fake domain, .con, and instead of M. What else did you expect them to spot if you remember the email attempt?
First of all, there are even techniques that it might even be possible to show the display name as the actual SORINT.com domain. Because first of, from a technical point of view, an email has a recipient address, which is where the email will go. But at the same time, there is a field in the email content that it's what is displayed in your let's say Outlook client web. So I can send an email as Luca Fama, then I can let your client show that the email is coming from Luca Pedrazzini, for example. This is because emails are sometimes email protocol is SMTP, which stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, but it's not simple at all. It's maybe because when it was created, there was no concern about security. So SMTP was created like without security in mind. Then we had to add security layers later on, and this always creates troubles. So by the way, yes, so there were different levels where someone should be able to understand there was a phishing campaign. Maybe for a non-IT guy, it's hard to understand that the email was not legit, because apart from the .con instead of .com, it looked very legit. The text were properly written. Also, the signature from Chiara was the exact real signature. So it was okay. It was okay to at least believe that the email was fine. But then, if you move your mouse over the link, you should immediately see that the link was pointing to an IP address, and this should immediately raise your attention, because nowadays it's probably it's impossible to find a legit website that is published via IP address.
Yeah,
okay, so this is the first sign. But then, even if you click on the link, you are prompted with a website which is unencrypted, which is in clear text. And also, because this website includes a form with password and emails, the browser, any modern browser like Chrome, Safari, Firefox, will advise you about the fact that, pay attention, you are going to put credentials in a HTTP non-protected clear text website. So this is a second warning that you are receiving for free, just because the browser are trying you to protect. So these are already enough indicators that something is not fine, that something is wrong.
I would like to add, for me personally, the word click here is skeptical. Is something wrong? If you tell me click here and you're navigating me anywhere, whoever you are or whatever you are, it's skeptical. It makes me think for a moment. Continue, please.
Next time we will do a targeted campaign for Mohab. This is the idea.
To make him
demonstrate that in certain period of time in certain moment you are vulnerable.
Of course, no, anyone can fall, and I do understand this. Really, anyone can fall. Anyone can be a target of a phishing campaign. Luca, you told me about an extension. Sorry, I'm running out of time. I will need to recap quickly. You told me about an extension.
Yes, correct. Yes, this is also. I'm also doing some personal. How do you say pubblicità? I don't remember how to say in English, but
so in public.
No, because it's something that I made 2 years ago, more or less 2 years ago. I created a simple Chrome and Firefox extension, which is called Password Reuse Detector. It's a simple browser extension that, as I said, works for both Chrome and Firefox. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for Safari, but at least, you know, for everything that is not Mac or Apple can work with it. And how it works, it's very simple. You set up this extension by setting your corporate domain. In our example is, for example, SORINT.com. So we know that the password we use in every form that is under SORINT.com is something that is our corporate password. So if we try, for example, to put the same password in a different domain, this extension will catch it and will provide you with a warning page telling you, hey, pay attention, because you are actually putting your corporate password in a different domain. And this actually could prevent this kind of phishing campaign. It's actually made to prevent password reusage, which is another bad practice. Like, for example, using the same password for SORINT and then for Gmail, for example. This is a bad practice, because if you got compromised in SORINT, you will compromise it also in Gmail and vice versa. But at the same time, will catch this kind of phishing campaign. So I would like to invite anyone to download it and install it. It's easy to install it, to set up, and there is also a description in the. There is also a technical description how it works, and it also gives you the possibility to test how the password is strong, if the password you are using is strong enough, or it's already leaked in some data breach. So it has, you know, this kind of
features of the password managers.
I can witness it because I'm using it, the extension. It works very.
Oh, you're a user. Okay, nice.
It's working. Yes, absolutely. Because we test it in the first place, but also, and the icon is for the extension.
Sorry,
the name.
The icon of
the icon is a fish.
Well, this is not. I know very well. So
very, very relevant to the episode.
Yeah,
it's a black fish.
Luca, I'm done with my debate. Of course, I didn't lose, and I wasn't. Sorry, I didn't win, and I wasn't expecting to win at all. Would you like to add something from a business perspective, Luca?
No, this is the now we touch all the key points here. So it's very important to run internal audits. It is important to have companies that do test everything from the external point of view, but also internally, knowing very well to pay attention to the cybersecurity, knowing very well how it works inside, test scenarios like you have data leaks and so on, because could happen. That is for targeting an attack to you. So this is the scenario that we test, and it's very important to run a roadmap of evolving your security, internal security. So improve also your internal security and run every feature that you add. Do something to change the behavior of the people, because like the mentioned to everyone, you need to pay attention of some details that are not small details. So if you have a new feature telling you, look, this is like you see in all the mail server today, you see this is an external email, so pay attention to that. If you don't pay attention, or you are simulating a phishing campaign from an external point of view, because you see a lot of these messages saying this is an external, be careful of the links and so on. If you don't pay attention, you will be catched by the.
Raffaele, please take this message to your circle. The gradual awareness. We don't jump from point 5 to point gradual. Okay. I'm joking, of course. Thank you so much, Raffaele, for your time. Thank you, Luca, so much. Last thing before you leave, I would like to say it. Phishing campaign statistics online are very variant. because people, organization usually hide these confidential attacks or things, you would find increase in 2025 from 200% in compared to 2023 up to really 700% increase. I cannot give you a definite answer about what is the number of phishing probability increase, decrease, awareness. There is nothing really clear. Please, for our viewers, you can read more of our security deep technical on our doc12.sorint.com, where Luca Fama is one of the authors, by the way. Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Raffaello.
A suggestion is to watch there are some videos online talking about well done, where Luca Fama is telling the story about how hackers ran into acting like open source developer for 2 years to reach the
last year. Yes.
There are many videos of let me say high-level attackers, so more than our phishing campaign. This is very important. And also everything, if you are testing the scenario of someone entering into your systems, you have to see also the videos or the series, the webinar about the application security. How
web security program, Build It Right, Have a Night by SORINT.lab is available on our website, SORINT.com, in case you're interested. SORINT takes security topics very seriously, as Luca said in the beginning. And we audit ourselves. One of our sister companies audit us in terms of security activities.
Correct.
Again, come usual, I'm all out of time. Thank you so much, Luca Fama.
Bye.
Thank you, Raffaele, head of SSL, and Raffaele, DevSec expert.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's all, Luca. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks to you, Mohab. Thanks to everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.